fnatic, though, coming into the championship as the hope of the West, the European champions, they were the one people had pegged as the dark horse to make the deep run. And they have 3 chances in a row now to make it to the final. The first time Europe has done that since 2011 when they started it all. And fnatic would be against the team that they had beaten in the group stage in Invictus. So much confidence, maybe you call it cockiness on Reckless and the rest of fnatic. They think they can win this entire thing. So far, they have been the far better team compared to C9. And we'll see if they can do it here. Cloud9 must make this 3 in a row.
Hylissang jumped over the wall early on. Let's see if they can sneak in behind anyone. Might be Zazol sitting in this little brush here.
Yeah, he's waiting on his cooldown right now.
Huge trade.
A lot of anticipation for the Braum Q. It does land, so
yeah,
no points there for accuracy. We do have a defensive Poro, but that is about it. Everybody, after seeing the attempt here, just happy to back off, and should just be normal red starts for both junglers, but we'll see about the pathing as far as which lane they want to influence first, as this can be easily tilted.
Right now, fnatic were protecting for the level 1 invade that actually happened also in game 1 when Zazol had the Braum and he walked in and forced Broxa away from the red buff. He had to take his own blue on top side, and it gave an early advantage over to C9, but not this time. Rek'Sai gets the best start possible with a giant leash as well from Rex and Hylissang.
And a good start for Licorice here as well, plenty of damage. Electrocute Troggered as well. Triggered, there we go, that's the word. Proc was in the middle of my brain as well.
Yeah, Whipple gets 3 autos on the way out, though, to almost even up that health trade, I think. And they're right back actually trying to push us forward. Minion wave slightly in his favor. Svenskeren actually started the sweeper here. Interesting, trying to take down this Scuttle Ward before he moves over to the top side of the map. And this time around, kind of like we set up in game number 1, the option for Svenskeren to try and split the map here and close off the top side of the map to allow Licorice his solo 1v1 time in this matchup to really try and display the Echo into Victor.
He did go mid here instead of invading on the top side. Will go and grab his own buff on the bottom side here while Licorice gets a good trade against Whippo. Meanwhile, Broxas love to do this like red buff into a cam. Oh, he's ganking.
Walking forward, finds a flash knockup. Jensen able to E away. They're losing some health, but not a summoner spell. That was a very aggressive gank out of Broxa and doesn't get a whole lot for it.
Yeah, junglers have traded sides. They both pass through mid. Svenskeren now making another pass there. Jensen can't set him up, though, and Broxa will be able to chase down. Actually, he pulls out of the jungle. Svenskeren coming back and trying to secure his own red side.
Yeah, with the mid lane pushing against fnatic, invading here would have been pretty greedy. He got the ward down to spot. Sven is still not taking a blue buff. He did Rift Scuttle top side, then did the one on the bottom side. Broxa will secure his own blue here. But first gank with the flash unsuccessful from fnatic, and the Rek'Sai pick, the big surprise.
The big trade in the mid lane, but Jensen so far has been able to play pretty well against this one, able to trigger Aftershock every time and get away from most of these plays, and so far so good for him. Still has a bunch of corrupting potion stacks as well. That Cap still has his potion for the lane on top of that.
Meanwhile, checking in on the bottom lane here, Lucian Braum, what Cloud9 used against the Freak of Freaks for a lot of bottom lane presence, has been able to push in. But Reckless and Hylissang doing just fine in CS there, actually ahead. And with a couple extra minions here, Sneaky might be able to catch right back up.
Yeah, so far an equal lane down here, not a huge surprise just yet. We're going to wait to see if the big aggressive plays do come in. A flashless Broxa might give a lot more confidence to the C9 squad. Still waiting for that play. Watch out for the feathers, though. Can pull them back, and Sneaky is rooted up, and a knock-up, and he just walks into him. He's got an eye to the Ignite. There's no way out. First blood comes through to Hylissang. A huge, massive misplay out of Sneaky.
Saw something kind of similar when he played against Uzi and walked into the feathers right behind them. Reckless with the callback right there, able to just spring the trap, take down Sneaky, and acquire first blood for fnatic.
See the setup again. 2 feathers behind, 3, and then Sneaky actually, yeah, simply just walks in right where the feathers were placed, and quick pullback from Reckless. This is such a big problem now because this was the big change for you in the draft. We've seen the Echo already, we've seen the Lissandra, but the Lucian pick in the first phase, it was always banned by fnatic in the second phase. He grabs it this time around, and now he's losing lane early on due to Reckless landing the snare onto him.
And it's a 1,000 gold lead now for fnatic. That's way more than just the first blood itself. So across the board, a great start here for the EU LCS champions. Back-to-back victories over in Europe. They lived in G2 Shadow for quite a while, but couple of victories here. Hylissang joining the roster this time around, Whippo as well in this year, and it's been a very good run now, winning in their potential last game in the semifinals.
Yeah, this has definitely been the best way to bounce back and become the #1 team in Europe, become the powerhouse again that every European fan always looked towards when it came down to international performances. Fnatic have done everything right in 2018.
Reckless has talked a lot about it himself in interviews as well, about his own change from previous Fnatic iterations and his confidence in his teammates' playmaking ability this time around. Does feel like they're firing on all cylinders. Cloud9 looking to fire around mid lane as they've got 3 people grouped up around Caps. Svenskaren's on a ward. Zazel
Good play.
off.
They find the root. Keep in mind, Caps has ult. He's going to pop that here. He'll be able to get away after the revive. Health bar will be at about 1/8, but he's still able to slink backwards.
So C9 went behind in the early game. Once again, look towards mid. Svenskeren and Zazel were sitting in these brushes for at least 30 seconds, waiting
Caps is
for an
low.
opening. Caps is
Jensen's
very low.
flash ult. If they go for the dive, he's in E into flash ult range. Caps could die. He's got teammates. Not going to go for that play. Jensen pulls aggro. Caps only at 300 HP. Has his own flash, of course, keep in mind.
Hylissang is also around. He's sitting with the team now under this turret. Meanwhile, top.
Trade of ults up here. This is Licorice getting quite low. Has to make sure he can respect everything else. Does he ult back for the trade? He could ult back and go for more fights. No, it's already on cooldown. Sorry, take that back. He burned it in a prior fight. So Whippo gets Licorice incredibly low, and Licorice without TP is going to stay low in this lane.
You can always tell if there's no ghost following Echo.
I wasn't paying attention.
He can't go back to it. If you're playing against one of the that champion, then it will be an easy indicator for the...
Next time, stay spectator, Buck.
No.
There you go.
No, that's on me. I'm a better player than that normally. I'm just rusty or terrible or something else. Who knows? Either way, 600 gold difference in Cloud9 now looking at the bottom side, but walking through wards while they're doing it. And it's pretty easy for Ruckus to back off and stay safe here.
This is what we expected from the draft with the Illusion Braum. Some attention towards this lane here. See if they could actually push it in, potentially tower dive, or just take the turret. It is still full HP. Obviously, the first kill went over to Reckless, but we see the control of the bot side now.
Yeah, especially since there's an Infernal Drake on the map. A lot of pressure around bottom side will give you some pretty big rewards here. Svenskeren goes in.
Bit of decent damage, and it's actually going to be minions denied away regardless. Fnatic not going to get this cannon for gold. They will get XP on Reckless's side, but it is money being lost on the map right now. So this pressure, it's not a kill, but it's several hundred gold lost all the same.
Caps is potentially moving down. There's no TP from Jensen. Will force C9 away. Even Caps just sitting in a brush here, hiding out of vision. He knows he doesn't need to walk all the way down. He just needs to have the chance. And C9 needs to call that he's missing from mid lane, so they have to watch out.
Nice knockups there. Caps gonna land 2 sweet spots, make it almost all 3. The self-ult for Jensen, but his healing is cut in half. Now looking for the re-engage. Caps will take some damage, but walking away pretty cleanly. Flash still up, no danger to him.
And his ult will come up pretty quickly as well. The World Ender is coming off cooldown, but Cloud9 are pushing on all lanes at the moment, trying to keep Fnatic bottled up and force them into more defensive playstyle, which has found a little bit of success here early on as all the vision control in the river is on Cloud9's side.
Yeah, C9 basically had all the tools to actually snowball this early game. Good lane setup, early jungler with Xiao, top lane.
Licorice is out of mana. He actually can't ult back anyway, so they're going to quickly reveal him. The knockup is almost a formality, and this will be the kill. There is no way out. Broxa knocks down Licorice in the top lane.
Able to find the kill here, and now they can push out the top lane. This is going to completely turn the tides here for Fnatic.
No TP can't rejoin. It's a really good thing now for the EULCS champions. 900 gold ahead. Winning across the map everywhere. Even bot lane looks pretty solid.
Exactly.
Recalls come through.
And you said this before, I feel like C9 had the lanes to keep the pressure going in the early game. They even had Broxa blow his flash on the first gank and not get anything for it, with a Xin Zhao jungle on the other side, but then with Sneaky dying in the bottom lane, getting outplayed by the Feathers, and now a gank top side from Broxa that gives him a kill. Fnatic have just completely stopped C9 from getting ahead in this game.
Yep, definitely respect to Fnatic, outclassing today, setting themselves up, looking towards IG and how dominating they were in their semifinal.
Yep.
This built a lot of hype as far as the possible final matchup between those two teams.
And it does look Fnatic favor, but it is not out of reach just yet. I do want to keep ourselves on what C9 can do so far in this game. Only 1,000 apart. Infernal Drake can kind of bridged that gap really closely as far as stats are concerned, and this seems